We looked at a privately funded organization called Strive that helps unemployed people and welfare recipients change their attitude toward working for a living. Since then, it's become clear that welfare reform isn't as simple as sticking people in jobs and declaring victory. After years or even a lifetime on welfare, it's hard for folks to get it right away. So for the last 2 years, we've been checking on the people we met at Strive to see if its hard-nosed approach really sticks over the long haul.
Read your history. Life ain't never been fair, it's not gonna be fair today, and it's certainly not gonna be fair tomorrow. Life ain't fair. Eat it, swallow it, accept it.
Back in 1997, Executive Director Rob Carmona was the first to deliver Strive's No Excuses message on day one of a free 15-day program called Job Readiness Training. It could have been called Attitude Adjustment 101.
We are going to subject you, Gail, to some pain.
The clients came from welfare, from prison, from drugs, all trying to get to the same place, a job.
This is the first day of work. Be prepared to work.
To help them prepare, Strive trainer Frank Horton covered everything from dress,
Shirts, light blue, white. I'll even take cream.
to greetings,
Speak.
Good morning, Frank. My name
Louder.
is Good morning, Frank.
Good. I want to shave by tomorrow.
to attitude, especially attitude.
Smile.
I'm telling you.
I hear
This
you,
is my
T.
smile.
Well, that's not mine. You want to get a job? Smile. Because when you go, you have to walk in the office and go, "Good morning. My name is Frank Horton. Nice to meet you." And smile. T. That's a smile.
To those brave enough to put up with all that yelling, Strive promised job placement help, then 2 years of follow-up. On graduation day, the survivors walked out with something they'd never had before, hope. But would it be fulfilled? When Darlise Coleman started Strive, she could barely bring herself to speak in front of the group. And halfway through the program, she wasn't at all prepared for her mock job interview with Strive staffer Dan Husino.
Did you study? You said no. Are we changing that?
Well, no.
How can I help you if I'm giving you the tools and you're not using them?
But by the end of the 3 weeks, Darlise appeared truly transformed.
Get the job. She got the job.
The job she got was at Ellis Island serving food to tourists. Just a minimum wage beginning for sure. But of all the Strive graduates, Darlise seemed to us to really have her future in hand. But just 3 months later,
I don't want you to be mad at me or feel I'm letting you down.
Darlise, feeling mistreated, had quit her job and was back at Strive asking for help.
It's a depressing move, but I have to try my best to get myself back up.
What happened? You had the job at Ellis Island.
Yeah.
You were very optimistic.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was starting to get headaches and starting to get stressed at the job. You know, so it's like I took it upon myself and just left the job.
You just walked away.
Yeah, because I didn't like,
You didn't even give notice.
no.
Strive actually expects a lot of people to fail at first. To them, just the fact that Darlise came back was a sign of hope.
And honey, you can have your feelings, because they all right. We're gonna be here, okay?
That's reality. No one is able to do this alone in a short period of time. How can we expect folks to now all of a sudden be ready? That doesn't happen. They're attitudinally hopeful after the three-week program, but they're not ready.
If Darlise Coleman represents the 25% of Strive graduates who don't hold on to their jobs, Gail Bryant represents the other 75%.
I'm working now over at the Bank of New York.
Good job.
Lovely job.
What are you doing?
I'm a senior file clerk.
A senior file clerk.
Yes.
In the same job for nearly 2 years, Gail is a slam dunk Strive success. But she also represents a fundamental truth of the welfare to work world. Even for a success story, life is a struggle. Her job may be on money-drenched Wall Street, but her life is a long subway ride away in the Bronx. A single mom, she's saving supermarket coupons and raising 2 teenage sons alone.
I can give you $1 as soon as somebody gives me one.
Are you having to pay for them all by yourself, or are you getting help from your ex-husband?
Right now, I'm doing basically everything myself. Financially, mentally, emotionally.
Do you make enough? You have 2 kids.
Well, in their case, no, I really don't make enough because they're eating me out of house and home. Between the food, their feet, and their clothes, it costs me a fortune, but I deal with it.
Gail says Strive has been there, not to pick her up when she falls, as with Darlise, but to help her stay where she is.
Knowing me as an individual, knowing that I'll be quick to shoot off with the mouth, I hear Frank in the back of my mind saying, don't say it.
So there's a little Frank who lives
Yes.
right up here?
Yes,
The echo.
an everyday echo.
She will call me in the middle of the afternoon. Frank, I'm gonna quit. What should I do? It's like, Gail, calm down, easy. Go in the bathroom, yell, come over on Saturday, we'll talk, we'll work it out.
Whenever she feels that her attitude is going to slip off the wagon, like AA almost, she
That's right.
calls.
Yes.
You're her buddy.
I'm her sponsor. I'm the one.
Horton is the one to 14 years worth of graduates. Take Victor Barriera, who came to Strive in '97 with cornrows and a criminal record.
Tell me about your braids.
Frank told him that if he wanted to find a job, he had better lose the braids.
IC Equities, how may I help you?
After graduation, Strive found Victor a job as a clerk in a mortgage company,
Hold on, Amy.
and then a few months later invited him to join a program called ASAP. It's meant to prepare people for that next better job by training them at night in specific areas like computer repair or hotel and hospitality. That's the class Victor took. But there was a problem. Believe it or not, it was still his hair.
Sarita called me in. She was like,
Sarita's at Strive.
Yes.
Yeah.
She called me in. I have a big doorman job for you. I mean, it pays good, but you gotta cut your hair.
You had a ponytail at that point.
Yeah. So I was like, well, forget it. I don't wanna do it.
You didn't cut your hair?
I didn't cut my hair for this position.
At that point, Strive staged what can only be called an intervention.
They sat me in a room, 5 people around me. They was like, you need to cut your hair. You need to do this.
They just yelled at you.
Yelled at me like it was no tomorrow.
He cried, I got angry, he got angry, I cried. It's back and
This
forth.
is all over cutting his hair?
This is all over his future. It's not, I mean, hair is the thing, but it's your future that's at risk. This is your life. What are you doing?
He went home and cut his hair.
Yes, he did.
The next interview Strive sent him on, Victor got the job. Have you gone back to Strive often?
Yes.
You use them as kind of a safety net.
Yes, that's like my backbone.
You stay with them.
Right.
This is a big part of it.
That's absolutely a big part, and that's the part that really needs to be incorporated in policy to give organizations the fiscal wherewithal to stay with individuals over the long haul. I mean, that, I think, is going to ultimately be the test as to whether or not welfare reform will be successful.
Because their method seems to work, Strive now has chapters in 9 cities, all privately funded, with more to come. Once a month, they operate the Strive Academy, teaching people how to duplicate their techniques.
Trust, honesty, commitment, integrity. You understand those words?
Yes.
You put them into practice every day?
In the summer of 1998, a group came to the academy from San Diego. And then just a few months later, Strive San Diego was up and running.
Who really wants a job?
With a little on-scene help from Frank Horton, the new Strive trainer faced a room full of unemployed men and women.
Do you think you're ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, maybe you're wrong.
You pissed off at me?
I'm not pissed off. I'm angry, though, but I'm all right. I can handle it.
You're angry?
Yeah.
What are you angry about?
Because we both men, and you insulted me in front of a bunch of people.
Man.
Okay.
Really?
So I'm okay, though.
Oh!
He's okay.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not now okay.
So now
You're angry because he insulted you in front of a bunch of people when you weren't doing your job and wasting our money. When you was trying to get her phone number, get all nice and easy with her, instead of taking care of your business, what you came here to do, so you angry at us.
In San Diego, just as in Harlem and everywhere else Strive operates, it's still all about attitude. But Horton says his job has gotten harder since '97.
That first tier of individuals, They were on welfare for a short period of time. They were able to get work. They've had work experience. We're now into the second and third tier, those who've been on for anywhere from 5 to 9 years, and the real hardcore having real problems that they have to deal with before they can even think about work, forget going to a training program. Welfare is not over by a long shot.
But benefits will soon be over for millions of Americans because of the 5-year lifetime limit imposed by the welfare reform law. Antonio Rodriguez is a poignant example. Remember him? The guy who had trouble smiling? He wasn't ready for Strive in 1997.
I say don't wear a black shirt. That's what you got on.
Antonio,
Don't do it to yourself. I'll terminate you. You need to shut up.
Then I'm just gonna terminate myself.
Works for me too.
My name is Darlene.
I just come back next month.
It's going to be the same thing next month, whether you understand it or not.
He walked out, didn't come back the next month, and was unable to find a job all through 97, 98, and into 99.
Did he ever come back?
As a matter of fact, he came back this week, coincidentally.
He came back this week,
This
2
week,
years later?
2 years later. Came into the office on Monday. Lost a little weight, went through some hard times, met with myself, our social worker, and the director of job development, and we're going to get back to assisting him.
Click on it. We found Antonio back at Strive working on his resume. You haven't been back in 2 years, and then suddenly you reappear. Is the fact that you know that these benefits will run out under this new law, is that a pressure that's on you all the time that you didn't used to have?
Yes, that's a very big pressure for me right now. I'm always aware or afraid of that if one day public assistant is going to tell me, okay, well, we cut you off.
You're wearing a white shirt.
Yes.
If Antonio Rodriguez finally gets it, it seems that Darlise Coleman still doesn't. Almost every job she's had since Strive has ended the same way, in a conflict with her boss. In other words, attitude. The whole lesson of Strive was, work hard.
Yeah.
You have to take a crummy job to start, and that you're going to have to swallow your pride and put up with a lot.
You can take as much as you can. I'm not going to get stepped on no matter where I go. I'm going to take as much as I can.
Then you didn't learn the lesson they taught you.
I did, but it's like
No.
I have a point. I have like a line. If you step over that line, that's it.
But that's not the lesson they taught you. They taught you to move your line. Oh, come on, I watched it. You've had several jobs. Have you walked away from every one of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's walked away from Strive. Darlise has been out of touch for months.
Darlise will be back.
Darlise will be back?
She'll be back. She's never gone. I do honestly believe that Darlise will be back. I've seen it happen so many times. I can't not believe it. Without